They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it, this is where it goes down. I just happen to come apart. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. I am your host, Jeff J., and we are wrapping up Season 5, talking about the finale. That is Season 5, Episode 10, When This Is Over. And this is a very special episode, of course, because it's the finale, so I had to bring the family in. I got Taj here. Taj, what's up?
What's poppin', y'all?
I got my man Jameer, Mr. Jameer Pond. What's going on? Whoop, whoop.
I'm game.
My brother said first time, and you made the first time the finale. Like, this is big.
Yeah, I've been wanting to be on here for a minute, so I'm glad, man. I'm glad you had some time for me.
That's what it is, man. And these are three people who I've talked to about power for years. Like, I think, yeah. Taj, I think me and you, we've been talking about this for years.
Yes, years. Like, absolutely. I've been obsessed. Like, right. I'm in.
So we here to give you, our opinions, the real, have some fun and talk about it, and also to discuss with you. As always, we got the Power Talk where you submitted your questions, and we're gonna questions, comments, slander, everything in between, and we're gonna answer it on air. So, since you this is your first time on, it's your new time, so I'll start with you. What did you think of the finale?
Man, I have so many thoughts, right?
So give me an overall. We could get into the details.
Number one, what I want to say is, and I feel like this happened, maybe 2 episodes ago when Kanan died, folks start having a revisionist history of the show. I love Tommy just like you love Tommy, but Tommy is a fucking idiot. Like, he's always making bad decisions, right?
Right.
And so the beat, like, it just baffles my mind how he can make so many bad decisions and still be a fan favorite in the way that he is. Like, people are so eager to shit on Ghost that it's like they just overlooked that Tommy had been getting played by Kanan since season 1, season 2, right? Like, then Kanan dies and Tommy's ready to scrap up with Ghost over Kanan. It's like, when do Tommy's getting played by his pops? What really hurt me in the finale with Tommy was, okay, oh, damn, my dad wasn't going to snitch on me. Yo, your dad is still a snitch. Like, he's still snitching, and he just chose not to snitch on you on some last-minute shit. You get played by the cops. You get played by Kenny. You get played by your connect. Like, when do you stop getting played?
So, that's funny that you bring that up about Tommy, and we're going to be hopping around talking about a bunch of different things. It's funny that you bring that up about the revisionist history of fans, what they think about power and what it is now. I was reading a bunch of the interviews that Courtney Kemp was doing after the season, after the finale dropped, and she was talking about, I think it was Entertainment Weekly, where the journalist asked her, how did you feel about the season? Did you think this was a good season? And she, of course, she said she thought it was a good season. But one thing that she said that was interesting to me was there's a lot of people who turn into power for the drugs, the killing, and the murder. And they feel like if that's not what's on screen, then it's a whack episode. But the show has changed its pace from when it was about that. Like, and she points to Raina's murder being the turning point. Yeah. Of when the show went from just straight murder, drugs, deceit to something completely different, and how the show has to evolve in a certain way and can't be the same thing. So, Taj, I'll ask you, what did you think? What do you think about her comments about the show changing and morphing, and some people not wanting to change with it?
I don't really know that I think that the show has changed. Like, I can't even say that I fully agree with that statement. I think that they're still doing the shit that they've done since season 1. The reason now may be a little bit different, but it's like Ghost tries to be good, but then he's not. Angela's still Angela. Like, you don't really have a lot of character development or any type of maturity or any major changes. So it's like, yeah, we can say that this season was about Raina and really just trying to get through all of that, but it really just kind of put everybody under a microscope and just showed how foul every single person in this particular circle is. So that's my feeling about it. I don't really think that they have new motivations or anything because Raina's gone, because Ghost is still selfish. Angie's still trying to save her ass. Tasha's still back and forth and hating Kanan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it that much change? No, not really. Because then it wouldn't be power.
Right. What did you think about what do you think about this episode?
Oh, my fault.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I interrupted you. My bad.
It's cool. I think it's fantastic. I had actually flown to DC for work, and I landed at about 7 a.m. And the first thing I did before I went to sleep when I got to the hotel was I watched it, because I didn't get to do my normal Saturday night ritual. And I had seen the spoiler last week, so I was really
We talked about that.
Oh,
yeah.
Did they the final scene?
Yeah, my cousin had a snippet of it in her Instagram story, and I was like, yo, for real. And she was like, fight me. And I was like, nah, I might have to. So I was anticipating that moment. But it was a lot. But I also, Angela might not be dead. She was still breathing when it ended. So it's kind of what's next? Did they really just off Angie? Does that
we gonna talk? We gonna definitely get into
dead.
that. We gonna get into that for sure, because there's once again from the stuff that I've read in and what she said, we definitely gonna get into that. Jameer, what did you think?
Okay, so I just first want to touch on is power changing, and which I think that all shows kind of have to go through this evolution, right? Where we kind of dig deeper into whether it's character development or whether there's major changes in like Raina's death in a show. So for instance, The Wire, the first season was so action packed, and you got to know these characters, and people was dying and getting their eyes shot out. And then the second season, a lot of people were upset about because it didn't focus or encompass the same kind of things. So I feel with shows, sometimes instead of the action, or you don't get a lot of action, but you get more cerebral. You get more to picking up on people's mannerisms, which I love, because as I've gotten older, I've gotten to appreciate character development, subtleties and mannerisms of how people move and start moving, and, kind of thinking ahead with the characters, what is somebody going to do? So I appreciate that about Power. What I thought about the last episode, in a spoiler alert, Courtney Kemp after the show talked about strange bedfellows, which seemed to be a reoccurring theme, which I thought was dope. And she mentioned that all four of the main characters were actually in the same room. This was the first time, which I thought was really interesting. How we kind of got to see now the dynamic between everybody, because everybody was trying to save everybody's ass, it seemed like. I wish that I was hyped, because I had heard about the spoiler. I didn't see it. So I initially thought that Tasha and Tommy were going to kill Angela, and it was going to go down in the house. And I thought that would have been super, super dope. And just because I was like, yo, I can't wait for Angela to go. Shorty need to go. She done caused a lot of shit. But the way that they did it, and which Courtney Kemp also talked about, the shot was intended for Ghost, of course, but when Tommy accidentally shot Angela, it was just more so oh, this actually might be better. I think that it leaves a lot of open questions as far as relationships for season 6. It was cool. I thought that this was a little weaker in a sense as compared to last episode, episode 9. But episode 10 was cool. A little unrealistic. I thought Dre would have got popped. Definitely, if this was real life, he'd have probably got shot within the first 5 seconds.
Well, here's the issue. Here's the issue with Dre. Dre is now John Wick.
Yo, I saw you tweet that. Yes,
that's Andre John Wick Coleman.
How you doing this? How you doing this?
But here's the thing about Power that and just to give my comments overall before we go into what the episode itself and get into the nitty gritty, right? I like the episode. The ending, and we could talk about, Angela. We're going to get to her. We're going to talk to her about her at some point. But my initial reaction to Angela getting shot was, I think we earned her death.
Yeah.
As a audience.
As a whole.
We earned her death. Like, we seen Holly go. I mean, we seen Kanan go. And that caught me off guard. Kanan, I'm not gonna lie, he was one of my favorite characters. You know what I'm saying? And we saw Kanan go. I felt like it was a real CU season 6 move. Like that's an ultimate tease to say whether or not she's breathing or is she dead? Is she alive? Whatever the case may be. That was good from a tease perspective. But when I saw it, I was like, y'all really gonna do this? We know you're getting season 6. You're really gonna do this to us?
Yeah, you didn't have to do that.
You didn't have to, you don't have to go and do that.
That's a fact.
You don't go and do me like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's an absolute fact. Like, I did not think that it would happen like that.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just streamed a few episodes. You have to do me like that. Right? Yeah.
Come on now.
So that was...
It didn't hurt as much as when Angela locks Ghost up. Like, for some odd reason, I was mad at Tommy. I was mad at him being manipulated again. And I get that Ghost manipulates him, but it's just like, damn, bro, you're never one up on anybody. And I just don't understand that. Like, Lala's character. But I remember being mad for days when Angela locked Ghost up in that club. Like, bro, I was seething hot.
Oh, that was season 3's finale, right? Or season 2's finale?
Season 3's finale.
Yeah.
That was like peak. Like, yo. I was so tight.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was harassing my wife. Like, she was like, yo, dog, who gives a shit? It's a TV show.
Nah, we care. We care.
Nah, yo, you brought back memories because I was tight.
It's hard to recreate that. About Courtney Kemp's comments about the show evolving, I feel the complete opposite. I think the show has devolved, really, because I thought in the first 2 seasons, the characters were smarter. The way that they were setting up these people. Like, I watched Ghost make so many decisions, and I get from the perspective that he lost his daughter, and people aren't rational after such a tragedy, and I get that. But it started coming before Raina, and just to me, what I felt was like lunacy. And I really strongly believe, Courtney Kemp hates Ghost's character. Like, she puts that man in some of the dumbest stuff. Whenever I watch after the episode, I'd be like, are we watching the same show? She's got Tariq about to be a mastermind criminal because he comes from this criminal family. I don't always feel like me and her are watching the same show. Like, did somebody change in a writer room between like season 3 and now? Like, I love Courtney Kemp. Salute to sisters doing their thing, but I just get confused when I would watch her defend Tasha, who's been shady since episode 1.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Season 1, but Courtney would give her the. I remember at the end of, I think, season 4, and she was like, she wanted to give a love interest to Tasha, something that Tasha deserved because Tasha had been through so much. Like, Tasha wasn't fucking Sean.
Tasha was definitely fucking Sean.
That's a fact. That's
Tasha
a big
was
fact.
Masturbating in season 1, episode 1. Ghost hadn't even cheated yet.
Literally, I was going to say, it was definitely like 5 minutes into the episode, and she's being nasty in the back seat of the car trying to seduce that young boy.
Yo,
I'm over Tasha. I don't know if she's a great mom. I know that her mom's been trying to get her together since the beginning. Like, what is the deal with Ghost? But it's just, I need them to hurry up. I feel like they drag stuff out sometimes. It just doesn't need to. Like, I don't need 5 episodes to get to a point.
Well, I don't know if she's a great mom because one of her kids is with Bobby Shmurda's hat somewhere, disappeared.
Yo, dog. You know. All right, can we just say this? The fact that it's so much going on. Did anybody call the grandmother to say, "Hey, how's my baby"?
Nobody does that. They do it off camera.
Nobody gave a shit. People getting shot at. There's murders happening. People getting popped all willy-nilly about to go to jail. Didn't nobody take this girl to pre-K? Not one person?
Not one
But
person.
the thing about it, too, is like...
You never see Lala's son either.
No, you don't see them.
That man's in Witsec.
What's the baby's name? Jazz, whatever her name
Yasmin.
is. Like,
Yasmin.
they could have absolutely just like erased her, because most people didn't realize she existed until this season, which I was like, are y'all real fans or nah? But it's also, we've seen hella sitcoms and shows over the years just kind of have characters disappear, like Judy on Family Matters.
Yes.
Where she, nobody knows and nobody asks.
Well, we know what she is now, but...
Oh, man.
Her name is Crave.
I see you watch
jokes. The only inside jokes I can get in on is like totally inappropriate ones. I gotta change. I gotta do better.
It's cool, bro. I've seen you watch the Booty Talk series before.
Oh man. Let's get into the episode real quick before we talk about overalls and stuff like that. This is a good build up. So one thing that I saw thematically with this episode and what's been happening throughout the season is everybody's lies are catching up to each other.
Yeah.
Every single person's lies are catching up to each other. And now it blew my mind when Courtney said that's the first time they've all been in the same room the entire series. And I was like, yo, that's true. Because because Tasha's never been around Angela like that until like last season and this season. They've never really been like that around each other. It's just been with Ghost. But to have all four of them there, and you see
remember in the ice cream shop, it was Ghost, Tommy. It's like always one person.
3 out of 4.
It was Ghost, Tommy, and Angela, and that's where he that's what got him for the what did you say? Cancel Christmas.
Yeah. Because Tasha's always been the odd person out.
Totally.
Because she hasn't, because remember, they were all doing this stuff behind her back, which is why I said this is like a culmination of really 4.9 seasons, 5.9 seasons of shit that's been happening and deceit and lies. So
how does Tasha? Why do people hate Angela so much? And how does Tasha bring Tommy to kill fucking Angela after Angela saved her life to reach? So
I'm gonna get to that. Hold that thought. Just want to just go through the episode and just talk about different stuff. But please hold that thought, because we're going somewhere with that. So what I liked about this episode was the duality between Angela devising the plan for them to get out of their situation, and Mock and Sax devising a plan to try to take them down. And they all involve the people in the middle that they've been trying to manipulate the most. It involves Silver. It involves Proctor. It involves Keisha. Those are like the three. Even Tate, even O-Dog, Councilman O-Dog for that part. All of them at some point have been in the middle of all of this. Even Dre. They've all been in the middle of it. So Angela, after she gets interrogated, whatever, gets her 24 hours. My man Shazar holding her down. Shazar, as she got up, the lawyer Shazar, he didn't have to break down the salt of the earth and the third eye, but he had a solid plan nonetheless.
You're foolish.
I'm saying, we bringing them all out. We bringing them all out today. So basically, she figures out if nobody talks, they're straight, but they have to devise a plan that gets them out. It can't just be that they're silent, because eventually someone's going to shake. So
and they have to trust each other.
That's the biggest point. Right? And this is the problem why it all goes to hell, because they can only trust. They're all out for each other. They're all out for themselves. I mean, they're all out. At some point, they're all out for themselves, and they're all trying to save each other, which is why even when Tommy's like, yo, you could see Tommy's been fiending to kill her since season 1.
Oh, for sure.
His default is, let's shoot this bitch. That's his default. Yeah. That's his default setting, right? With anything, really. But with her especially. So she's going to...
She took his friend.
Right.
She took his brother.
Right. Well, I feel like it took a lot for him to get to that point. It's taken the whole series for him to get to, like, I'm actually going to kill this motherfucker. Right. But with Angela...
close in, like, season 3.
Right. That's when it started. Like, when he was really, like, you know what I mean? So Angela...
And right since then.
Right. So Angela, she comes up with the plan, which I think is a real smart plan, where Dre already wants to cut a deal. You tell Dre, implicate the Jimenez in Lobos and Sandoval's murder, so that way, if they have a state witness that was in the thing on trial, like in the bag. You know how it is. They're taking all that. They're taking all his testimony and going to just wrap it up in a bow, put it on Alicia's head, and we got him. But and that way, if he cops out to that, then everybody who was involved in Lobos and Sandoval's murder, they're off.
Yeah.
They're off.
That finally closed the loop. They
Right.
finally closed that
Right.
loop. Because come on. That loop has been up there for so long. And that's one thing that Power doesn't do is close loop. So, yes, finally they closed that loop.
Right.
Appreciate it.
And the way I like the way it was funny. It was just funny. Like what I was saying before about how Andre, like, yo, he literally turned into an action star. That's a
fact.
when he's having sex with his baby mother and he sees the dude in the mirror.
Yo, he's amazing.
That turned into a ninja for the entire episode. It was
I didn't escape that.
no, in no world is that even possible. He turned into Neo from the freaking Matrix.
Dog.
But that's the good thing about Power, right? Like that's the thing. I think people take Power too seriously.
Right.
Like this is not Shakespeare, fam.
I definitely get that, but there's no way I could just hop out of some pussy and start shooting that motherfucker. Like,
There's no way.
Why you gotta compare? Why it gotta be Shakespeare for me to suspend reality? When one of the main things about the show that they stress is that they're really showing you the life and that it's authentic.
Right.
And then you pull like Spider-Man stunts. So I hear what you're saying when you say people don't take the show. They take the show too seriously, but like. They really want you to expend, belief, because I mean, even just the legal shit is crazy, the street shit is crazy. Like how Angela's even dipping them tails in that episode.
Oh yeah,
it's like get the hell out of
here. But that's what I'm saying. Like I think you can. But this is the other thing. When it comes to TV, there's a lot of stuff that we can point to that that are pretty unbelievable. If you told me that a chem teacher was going to go into the middle of New Mexico's desert and start a meth business that was going to accumulate multi-million dollars, and while battling cancer, I'm like, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just, those are the type of things where it's like, yo, you want an ill scene. Now I'm thinking about it, Dre. If you're in that life, I feel like you have to stay ready for stuff like that. So, but it's just, hey, I don't know how some of y'all are out there, but if I'm doing what Dre's doing, I think I'm dead. Because my focus is elsewhere. So unless my spider sense goes off, I think I'm dead. But it was just hilarious how that shout out to his baby mother for holding him down and breaking the bottle over whole boy's head. Like that shit was just real. That felt like if Baby Boy was crossed with John Wick. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like it was cool. But he's already on the ropes. He's like, yo, I gotta get out of here. He knows that Jimenez is trying to hit him. So I kind of like the twist.
He don't even bring the baby mother.
Yo, that was foul.
Who is not shady? Who is not shady on the show?
It's everybody shady.
So,
there's not one redeemable character.
Yes.
It was Reina.
It was Yaz.
Yeah,
Yaz is redeemable.
Maybe Julio.
Oh, I love Julio, man.
Julio was the homie.
Julio was the homie.
He got mad jobs though. Shout out to J.R. Ramirez. He'd stay working. He stayed working though. But I like the twist with Dre. The twist where instead of giving up to Jimenez, he was like, "Yo, I'm just gonna give up Ghost and Tommy, and then leave, and then come back when it's not hot. So that way he has everything. He wouldn't have had a connect, but everything else would have settled down." Right?
Right.
So I like that play, and I also like how they brought back 2-Bit and how he basically don't fuck with Dre no more. So they gave 2-Bit, like, I didn't know 2-Bit was that calculating to think, yo, I'm gonna go hook up with Tommy and blow up this spot so that he even said it. You got a connect with no people. I got people with no connect. So what's up?
Right.
Yeah. I even think I think he's lying about the Kanan line. Unless one of y'all remember it. When he was like, yo, why would you snitch on Dre? And he told Tommy, Kanan said if anything ever happened to him, I should come talk to you. I think that's a lie.
Nah, he was exaggerating, but Kanan had put it all. He basically was using Kanan's plan, and he knew that he's not Kanan.
Right.
So it was like, yo, look, at this point, the only connect I have is going to be Tommy. Kanan's dead. So it was him taking just Kanan's play and being like, you know what, this is all I got.
Which is smart, which is real smart on his part, which is making me wonder if he's going to be like another recurring character for season 6.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Him and Spank are funny.
The vibe I got was definitely like he's like Kanan light. He's going to be around for a minute, and I mean it's not hard to manipulate Tommy. He's not smart yet. So
period.
But do you see what I'm saying? What do we mean he's not smart yet? 5 seasons, this brother still ain't smart.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just, I don't even know how one can be involved in such a business and be so easy to manipulate. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, he's a writer.
Right. That's where like the shooters need to play their position. Like we never seen a shooter so involved with a criminal enterprise other than just murdering before. So now that we have somebody who's like running a business, it's weird because your main job is to murder people, and nobody tell you to run shit. So,
well, he was always the number. He was Ghost's right hand. Exactly. So he's always been Ghost's right hand, but he's always wanted more responsibility. Yeah, like I when I see Tommy, sometimes I feel seen because he's that dude who wants more responsibility in his job, but he feels like there's a glass ceiling.
Yo, that's a fact.
So I get it. So and then he finally and I'm gonna keep it 100. When he was running with Milan, like before all of that stuff happened, when he was with the original like Serbs, he was doing all right in the business.
Right.
His business was not really faltering. Like after he quote unquote cut ties with Ghost the first time when they wanted him to kill Ghost, when Lobos wanted him to kill Ghost, right, he was like heard you and then didn't do it. and you know what I'm saying? He was. So I just think that he is too trusting. And he's always looking for somebody who's as loyal as he is.
Well, he's
and people
broken.
use that.
He's like
he broken.
So he is so broken. Like that scene with him and his mom, and like just the way that he wanted Teresi, and then once he finds out, he didn't snitch on me. It's like you watching this dude, and you're like, yo, bro, I get it that you got serious family issues, but I need you to like. You got to man up in some way, man.
Right.
Like
absolutely.
Like you just can't go through life. And I didn't even love how somebody said this on Twitter. Why are Tommy's girlfriends always encouraging him to kill Ghost? You know what I'm saying? Like to I know they want that piece of him and they realize that that's his family and all that. But I just hate to see the brother. I love the character and I just hate to see him manipulated at every turn.
I think that's part of the appeal of his character, though. That's his tragic flaw. That he's always easily manipulated.
But it's also the reason. It's also one of those things. It's the reason why you don't really flinch when he kills anybody. Anybody else, you'd be like, okay, like they got to go. It's definitely time for them to go. But because he is just so lost and confused, it just makes it easy. I mean, he choked Holly to death, and he's still here, and we still get into him. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's because we do.
Well, that's also because everybody wanted Holly gone.
Everybody needed Holly to die.
Like, though, that was like the biggest praise party I've seen on Twitter in a while.
In retrospect, that was some real like sick shit.
Oh yeah,
as fans. Yeah, that was sick.
When it happened, I was disturbed.
Yeah, that was disturbing.
Like I was like, oof, that's a lot. So can we all agree that Dre scene where and it's crazy. The place where he set up that meeting, I guess to get the money from 2-Bit, it looked like the spot where Kanan got burned. That's why I was like, oh, okay. Once I saw that spot, I was like, yo, nothing good happens in a warehouse in Power. Anytime you go to a warehouse and you the first one there, you're dead.
You're dead. Or it's gonna be an attempt on your life.
So that part was pretty much like in terms of suspending belief, it was Dre versus a whole bunch of shooters. Now they're not trained shooters, so I get that. But the fact that he was able to, like, they didn't just surround him and let him out.
And shoot him. Yeah. What was the plan?
Well, because it was a deal. That was Tommy had set up a deal with
the DAs with Angela.
With Angela.
And
right?
Tampio,
That was an amazing, like to your point earlier, Jeff, like that was an amazing deal. Like that closed the loop that needed to be closed in a major way.
And what's ill about it is it's funny how that's still coercion. With Dre, they coerced him into that. Like it's just ill how though it was super coercion, but I guess Tommy would have been like, oh well if he got shot. So I don't know if it was. I'm thinking, and this is something that goes to a larger issue of one of the biggest issues I have with the writing on Power. They leave too much to us to fill in. Too much. For a show like this, it's not like fantasy. It's not like you know what I'm saying, like a comic book thing or something like that. There's certain parts where you want us to fill in, and I think it would be pertinent. Like, for example, was the plan to corral him into that window so that he would get out and then get pulled up?
That's what it seems like.
That's what it seemed like, right? But they was aiming for the head.
That's what I'm saying.
For him.
Yeah.
But then he got shot in the leg, and it's like, okay, did he get shot in the leg? And they knew he was wearing a vest too, right? So it was like head. That's why 2-Bit said headshots only, because he knew he was wearing his vest. So was the plan to like shoot him up and then like force him outside, or was it, if he gets hit in the head, he gets hit in the head? Because Tommy had the last shot, and clearly he didn't take it because of the plan.
Right.
And that was a ill loop. That was a ill closing of the loop, because he's out, Dre is off. They're cleared in that regard. Tommy gets manpower back to move his weight, and it seems like everything's all right until it's not.
Yeah, until it's not.
Right. So,
and when it looked all right, we knew it wasn't, right?
Of course.
Because that's just that show. Yeah,
of course. Right. And you see it even with this deal, right? The Mock and Sachs, they on it. They on it. Like, they're like, they're gonna try to get whoever possible. So it's part putting pressure on Proctor, because you could see, because the main thing that I saw was they all said they wanted to stay as a team, but everybody had a in case of emergency break glass.
Oh
plan.
Yeah,
everybody had that. So
Definitely.
Proctor wanted Ghost to snitch on Tommy because it made sense. He really wanted him to stop fucking with Angela. So he's like, okay, if you're not gonna give up Angela, give up Tommy, because we can tie him to Sandoval. We can do all of that. That's why finding that extra plan, it seemed like it worked out for everybody. But Proctor wanted Ghost to snitch on Tommy. Silver wanted Tasha to snitch on everybody and go off with him so that she could watch him on Broadway and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had that. And then Keisha was like, yo, you told us we was going to be out of their life. Like, what's good?
Yeah. He was about...
She's
over being on the couch.
She's so over being manipulated by Tasha. You know what I'm saying? She's angry.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an interesting dynamic.
Tasha's a horrible friend.
She's a terrible
friend.
Like, Tasha is a terrible wife. She's not a good mom, and she's a really trash friend. Like the only person.
She's a great mistress, though. Her mistress game is mean.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, not enough, because remember, my son Silver moved all his shit out.
He ran.
Yeah. He said, "Oh, nah,
Box ain't that fire."
She gives no.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's literally like. But it's literally like if Tasha can't control you, she's just kind of trash in the situation. She can't control Ghost, she's trash. She can't control Keisha anymore because Keisha's starting to talk, she's trash. Like, with Tommy, she can control him in his mind, so their dynamic and everything works because she knows no matter what, Tommy's going to trust her because he doesn't trust Ghost or anybody else at this point.
They've always been on the same page, though. Yeah, her and decent. Tommy, like, that's like peas in the pot, because they've been the original two that scoffed at Ghost when he wanted to get out the game in season 1.
Facts.
Right.
They were always like Tommy will come around truth like nigga, this is the clean money. You really think this is a viable job? Like, we gangsters. Yeah, he told we gangsters.
That is how he talks.
I gotta keep asking y'all this because I know y'all love the show and you've watched it all 5 seasons. Why have they made Ghost so dumb?
He lost his power.
He's so dumb.
Literally. Like, he was a mastermind at the end of season 2.
Yo,
at the end of season
really
2, he was the mastermind. And I think once he got locked up, that's when you saw him become a normal person. Like, he lost his powers.
Now he's like mad dumb. Like, if we look at this show, like, and I understand what we were talking about earlier as far as just like things being unbelievable. I mean, my man's is like strangling people with no gloves. I'm sure there's hair follicles and DNA. Like if the show was about DNA, he would have been got caught up in jail already. He killed the bum.
If this was SVU, he would have been a rap.
Oh, it'd have been over. It'd have been over.
But it hurt. It just hurts because when he was a mastermind, the brother was just so strong. And Courtney Kemp over the years has said, this is supposed to be a story of redemption. And I don't know who the fuck we're redeeming.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the question. I think that's really is the question. Like who is worth redemption at this point anymore? Because you think about it, everybody's lying. And even when Tommy, like we were talking earlier, and we said with Tommy, right? He hears that Teresi didn't snitch on him. And you're like, well, he's a snitch anyway. I don't think the issue was that he didn't snitch on him. I think the issue was that Ghost manipulated the situation so that Tommy was the one that was going to pull the trigger. And this is something that Courtney Kemp. Hold on. That's something that Courtney Kemp said in one of her interviews. She said, if Ghost knew that they had to stay on a certain path, so if anybody else would have killed Teresi, Tommy would have been out for revenge. If the Italians would have did it, Tommy would have ran up on them and got killed. If Ghost would have did it, he would have wanted to kill Ghost. If Ghost would have went to Tommy and showed him all of that, Tommy would have found a way to say no. But Tommy is still tight that Ghost did not come to him.
Of course, that's always the issue.
That's the issue. So the fact that he manipulated the situation, and that coupled with Kanan planting the seeds this whole season about Ghost doing something shady. Because remember, he gets confirmation. He gets double confirmation that Ghost tried to kill his Connect. Then Kanan was like, yo, he making deals with Dre. He's doing this. What's next? Who's next? Me, you?
Making deals with the Italians.
Right.
Kanan's making a deal with the Connect. Like this is what I'm saying. It's like Tommy can't win. Right.
Kanan got manipulated, but he planted that seed in him. But then when Kanan died, that was the most powerful thing Kanan could do to sway him. Because that's why he was looking. Because remember, in the morgue with Kanan, he was like, "Yo, you killed Drifty, you killed Kanan, you killed Rolla, you killed all my people." He's like, "Yo, you killed all my people. You gotta stop killing. When does it end?" Like, how can I really believe you if you're able to kill these people? And there's a lot of contradiction on this show. You telling me why am I going behind your back when you always go behind my back? Tommy talking about how many people you could kill when he was one bullet away from pulling it on Keisha. Twice, actually.
Yo,
actually.
He almost smoked Keisha on the street.
Right. At the when Milan told him to.
Yeah.
And then in his house.
On the couch.
So there's a lot of contradiction on this show. So what else? We'll get into. We can hop into the whole the ending with how they all figured out. So Tasha, why they want Angela dead at this season? Tommy, because it's Tuesday. And Angela, and Tasha, because of Silver. Because Silver didn't show up to that meeting, right? And when they were getting it thrown out, he didn't make the statement, so she knew. And the fact that Angela knew about Silver, and Angela knew about Teresi, and did not share that when they all met together. So it just looked like her and Ghost had something going on. Because remember, the original plan was for them to dip. It'd been the plan for them to dip. So why wouldn't you think? Why is it that you have mad secrets and y'all not telling us, but you telling us to go out and do all this other stuff? It looks like a setup to me. This bitch got to go. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why they were in the apartment. They were ready to kill until Angela pulled that fourth quarter shot out her ass and said, "Yo, if you don't get those pictures, you still going down, even with me dead." Mm-hmm. So she was able to get out of that. And I think that's when she finally realized, yo, Ghost really is on his own shit, because he was like, yo, I would never, she basically said, I wouldn't tell him to do that. Like, you think he would go off on his own? And she was like, what do you think? And he was like, yeah, because she knows him. She knows him. You know what I'm saying? She knows him.
See, I felt like Angela lied there, because I felt like Angela knew when she told Ghost, like, he was supposed to go get him killed because he could implicate. Remember that conversation?
Yeah, that is true. They did
Like,
have that
Angela
conversation.
Lied there. Angela lied there. She knew that Teresi was dead.
No, I'm talking about Silver. She didn't know Silver was missing.
Oh yeah, she didn't know that.
Right.
She didn't know Silver was missing, so she was like, yo, would he really like, because her thing was he didn't need to die if Tasha had him controlled. And even taking a step back.
But see, that's the thing. So Tasha didn't have him controlled. We all know that. And then two, I know they want to play the jealous role. I think he can be both, right? I think there is a bit of like, yo, you can't fuck my chick, right? Even if she ain't my chick and I don't want her no more, you ain't getting it.
Oh, it's big jealousy.
But then I also think that Silver was a liability. And he knew too much.
Yeah.
So he
knew a lot.
Everybody who knows too much gotta die.
Right. But here's the thing.
Like the timing of that, like what?
Right after you seen him smashing, yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen. In a parking what is that? What was that? That's like the mall parking,
garage.
right? Parking garage. That's what it is. In a parking garage.
Where there are
You
definitely
didn't even go in the car.
definitely cameras.
Yo, he ain't even go to the car, yo.
You didn't even go in the car. Like, that's nasty.
No Henny in your system, nothing. You got no excuse.
Yeah, come on.
You got no
If
excuse.
there's Henny in the system, I can dig it.
And Ghost was tight. Ghost was tight.
Because it's like,
He
yeah,
was
you
mad
out here
angry.
smashing. You just out here just smashing my wife all mean in the parking garage.
Like you ain't even have a pillow for her in the back seat. Like
I know you wrong.
No.
You wrong my wife.
He definitely went raw dog.
oh yeah.
Well,
He definitely went raw dog.
what are condoms?
That's not-
Facts.
Yo, so do y'all think it was more Ghost killed him because he was a liability or he was jealous?
I
I think it was
Both.
It's both. I think he knew he was a liability, but I think that this was more of a jealous rage moment because he's usually a little bit more thought out than that when he goes to kill somebody.
Right.
And it was just kind of like you could have let it breathe for a second and really like hit the body. Like what are you doing?
Right. Yeah,
But
I
also,
agree.
I just always find
It was
that he even had enough nerve to even find himself being a little bit jealous. Like it's over. You've been smashing Angela for how many episodes? Like cut it out.
Right.
Sure. It definitely was the OJ move, allegedly. Rage.
Oh man,
And
we still allegedly in with OJ.
Hey, look, if the glove
brother.
don't fit.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that anymore. This is not the mid '90s.
Oh, OJ's not our people no more, man. We can admit
OJ's
it.
not our people, man.
No.
OJ killed them people, dog. It happened.
And if he didn't, he know who did.
That's true.
that.
If he
I don't
didn't,
know.
and that's
What
as
did
far as I
KD
can go
say?
for
He said,
innocence.
Yo, he did that shit.
Whatever they said he did.
He did that shit.
Yo.
But it definitely was a crime of passion.
So
Like,
yeah. I agree with that 100%. I do think that it was part necessity, but I think if he didn't see that, because he ran up on him once, and I don't think it would have went down like that, right? So even where I want to go with this. Okay, so Angela, right? Courtney Kemp said something interesting. I want to have this conversation because we saw the conversation with Tommy and the Italians where Vincent was basically telling him like, yo, he wanted you to do it. And that kind of sent, I think it was one of those things. And for me, it might have been back to my point, my overarching point about the writing and certain things. When he was hearing Vincent say that, I would have cut to scenes of every time Ghost lied to him. And show because that's what he was thinking.
But is that what? See, I got to go back and watch that scene because I felt like I didn't get that in that scene, and I must have missed something. Like I didn't get that Ghost. I got that Ghost was saying this is a problem and it needed to be taken care of, but I wasn't getting that Tommy had to pull the trigger. But just that, like, and that's why I said I got to go back and watch it because I could be wrong.
What you talking about? Killing Teresi?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. The reason why Tommy felt compelled was he basically got an order from the family. Like Vincent was like, "Yo," like Vincent was like, "We need you to do
Ghost
this."
didn't tell him that you have to do that. That Tommy has to do it. Am I missing that? Did he say
Well,
that?
he told Vincent that.
Ghost told him that.
Yeah. So Vincent,
Ghost told Vincent.
Ghost told Vincent, you got to tell him, because if I tell him, he's not going to believe me, and he's a common problem.
That is different than him saying you have to, Vincent, I want Tommy to kill him. And that's what Vincent flipped. And I got to go back and watch it just so that I could be sure.
Well, that's what Ghost suggested. He said, he was like, yo, because Vincent basically said, I will handle it. And he goes, no, you got to get Tommy to do it.
Yeah.
He specified it, fam. He specified it. Okay. So yo, let's get into Angela, right? So we all know, and yo, I don't know how I dodged all them spoilers, but dudes was playing dirty. That IG stories thing is dirty, yo. That's dirty.
Like I said, me and my cousin Morgan, when I see her, it's on site.
Yeah, it might have to be hands and feet. It might have to be hands and feet.
I was going apeshit about it in the middle of a Wednesday, dog. It was a Wednesday at work, and I was just screaming. I'm like all caps. I was like, yo, who would do this? Like, who would do something like this?
Yo,
who had the damn screen? That
50 did that shit, yo.
You really think it's 50?
Yo, 50 is because he's smart, and he's a deviant motherfucker,
right?
And yo, he know that even with having the spoiler, we was all gonna go watch it. Shit, even more people might watch it. Like people who was starting to fall off from the show, like, oh shit, they're really about to kill Angela. Like he doesn't give a shit,
right? Well, I will say,
as long as you tune in.
One of my boys got it. One of my boys, somebody dropped it in his group chat, and that happened to me. That happened to me with Raina last year, and I was like, "Yo, we gotta vote this dude off the island. We gotta vote him out the group chat, dog. Like that's it. Like that's it. Enough is enough." And I've said it on a billion podcasts. I think spoiling is the corniest shit you can do. Once you have the opportunity to find something out, to spoil it, to purposely spoil it for somebody else, I think is whack. Especially like if you see it, yo, you got to eat that. I just think it's overall, it's just corny, and it's like
we got social media, right? So here's the rule with Power, because Power is a unique show because that shit starts airing at 12 a.m. Sunday morning, right?
Oh yeah, so you gotta stay offline.
Here's my deal. You gotta. No, I think people should respect that everybody does not watch that shit at 7 a.m. like Taj did in DC.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't watch that shit till 1:00 p.m. Some people watch it overnight.
Some people watch it when it airs.
Exactly. Some people watch it when it airs. So I feel like you should not be talking about Power in a way that gives away spoilers before 10 p.m. at night.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And the other reason why I agree with you is because the creators asked people that. Courtney Kemp 2 seasons ago was like, yo, we don't control stars. They decided to let every one of their shows out at midnight the day of their release. Could y'all please not spoil it for anybody else who isn't watching at midnight? But then again, this is social media, which encompasses a whole array of people that I don't know, who don't owe me to be respectful. And I've been in the social media game, fact. All of us have, long enough where we know if Power Sundays or Power Saturday nights, even when I'm out, if midnight hits and I'm not watching Power or I'm not in a position, I'm off everything. I'm on everything until I watch it, and it's double for me because I have to review it. Shout out to Hip Hop Wire. I have to write up recaps for them, so I'm gonna end up watching it twice anyway. But I never want my first time spoiled. So a lot of times I take my own advice. Doug, we were live tweeting Insecure on Sunday, right? Someone came into my mentions like, "Yo, some of us haven't watched it yet," and you know, God is working on me. So I definitely held back my initial reaction because, you know, in case y'all don't know, the first rule of Twitter is don't react. So I followed the first rule of Twitter, and I just asked her, I said, all right, you know, maybe she don't know. So I quote tweeted her, and I was like, but why are you on Twitter at 10:30 when you know people are going to be watching Insecure, ma'am? Why haven't you filtered your timeline? I didn't know I could do that. Oh, that was it. Thank you. Thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night. But that's the thing. It's like, yo, nobody forces you to be on social media when shows are airing live. And when shows are airing live, if you can't watch it, don't go on or filter to death. That's the rules. But Power is unique.
You're right.
Power is
Power is
unique. Where
unique. Power is unique.
the creators asked not to spoil the midnight one, so that's the reason why I don't do that. Speaking of the creators, one thing Courtney Kemp said about Angela's character that I thought was interesting that I wanted to bring to y'all. Mm-hmm. She said Angela was the hero this season.
Oh God!
And here's a rationale. Hold on. Here's a rationale. This whole season, Angela's been the main person saving people or attempting to save people. For a majority of the season, she's been doing all this stuff for Tariq, even to the point of deleting ballistic records and manipulating stuff and giving Tasha all the information, even to the end of season 4. This whole season, because this whole season they've all been on their heels, right?
This is why, and I say this with all due respect,
right?
But this is why I wonder if Courtney Kemp and I are watching the same fucking show,
right?
Because Angela has been the epitome of Olivia Pope, white hat, fucking black hat, not in the sun, whatever the hell they used to say on Scandal. Like she was about to get mock killed. Like, yeah, she's the criminal's hero. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's the ghetto savior. Like, but she's clearly she's not clean anymore. She's dirty. I think the way they made her so dirty is that now when she doesn't die, she didn't got shot. You know what I'm saying? She's no longer a good person. She's a bad cop. She's a dirty cop. Maybe she's the redeeming story. Maybe next year she's taking everybody down. She's even taking herself down. She pulls what Jennifer Lopez just pulled in whatever show she was on NBC. You dig what I'm saying? Like, yeah. She may be calling her the hero to set her up for next season, but when she really does turn state's evidence in a way that's like, yo, look, I just took a bullet to the heart. I almost died. My sister, Poppy, all them, they almost lost me for good. I can't be down with none of this shit.
So I don't think it's a hero in the sense of good versus evil. I think it's the hero, like you said, she's the criminal's hero. I think that's what she meant. That she's been trying to save everybody else from jail the whole season and bringing them together to the point where she didn't have to do what she did this episode. She really didn't.
But at the end of the day, it's kind of like she's not doing it because she's a good person and because she wants to.
Right.
She's saving her ass.
Working, she's saving her ass, but she's also operating out of a place of guilt. She knows that she messed up when she slept with ghosts. She still feels bad about it, as she should. So yes, you have to give Tasha that. Like, she lost her kid. Like, oh, Angela's trash. Like, let's stop. Like, a hero, I don't know. She's trying to save her own ass. If she's doing everything selflessly, trying to save everybody, fine. But no, now she's part of it too. So,
because remember, Sandoval had dirt on her, and then she got Sandoval killed.
Right.
But remember, he had dirt on. So it's like she
also killed Greg. So that was rough.
That's a fact.
Even the Lobos thing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's been manipulated in some ways, and other ways she knew the dirt. Like, she's known that Jamie wasn't shit since season 2, 100%. Like, you know what I mean? And like, she knew he killed Lobos. So she couldn't let any of that get out. So again, as Taj is saying, she's really saving her own ass.
Right.
Yeah. And then for Courtney Kemp to say,
season, fam, everybody.
Go ahead, Jameer.
I'm saying for Courtney Kemp to say that, you know, she kept Tariq from going to prison or whatever, getting in trouble. I mean, honestly, that little nigga kind of need to be in jail. I'm be honest with you. Like, there's no way that me seeing what Tariq turned into is making me go, oh yeah, he turned out to be a really great kid. Nah, he's slinging pills up at Choate. So that kind of don't affect me either. I do think that she is trying to save her own ass as a parent. And I don't even think I think the whole shit with her and Ghost is kind of like flanking. I don't even think it's the same kind of encouragement to run away and be in bliss as it was in season 1 or season 2. It's definitely not that same type of energy. I think that if she didn't get shot and everything got cleared, she would step away for good or try to have that nigga locked up one more time.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that part of that is definitely the two of them realizing that they don't actually know each other as well as they thought they did. They're realizing they're not teens anymore. This teenage love dream is like out of the damn window. And all they do is have sex in ridiculous places. Like, they don't know
this,
and they don't trust each other. they can't trust each other anymore, as we saw. And that's a definite breaking point. Like, it is really sad that she got shot when Tommy was trying to take Ghost's head off. But at the end of the day, he's selfish. He don't care about you, girl. Like, someone listen to your sister. The way Tasha needs to just listen to her mama is the way that Angela needs to like listen to her sister. Leave that man alone. Cut it out.
And here's the craziest thing.
Why is Ghost so bad? Hold on. Let's go back to Ghost, because I do think he has a lot of piece of shit qualities. He's been selfish in a lot of different ways, but I do really think he genuinely loves her. He doesn't trust anybody, but he has been trying to be clean, right? Outside of killing bums.
Right.
Well, Raina's death kind of sent him on a spiral this season where it's been topsy-turvy. But I think one of the main reasons why he started messing with Angela was because she was the only one who was legitimizing him getting out the game. Mm-hmm. That was his exit strategy. If he couldn't have it with Tasha, he could have it with his childhood sweetheart.
But he's been out the game now for 2 seasons. Like, he's no longer a drug dealer.
But he's still doing drug dealer things.
Yeah, like trying to murder people and shit.
Like murdering bums?
Well, not just bums.
I mean, he's not following the law, fam. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
He's skirting the law.
Right. I mean, this isn't like going 60 and a 50. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. It's a little bit. I would just skirting is a bit facetious.
Skirting is a bit.
You know what I'm saying? But
that he used to do. Go ahead.
You're right. But here's the thing with Ghost and Angela, right? In that final scene, Ghost was gonna kill her because of Proctor. Because the Maria Suarez, from all the way from the pilot, that was the woman that they had against them all along.
Yeah.
But he didn't know the identity. So for Proctor, and I feel Proctor, that was the I told y'all Angela was gonna do that. You know what I mean? That was the I told you moment, and Ghost had to find out for himself. And
he wasn't going to kill her though.
Right. Well, if she was going to, I think that's why they were in the.
I think he was.
That's why they were in the. It was supposed to come full circle. That's why they were in the high school, and she came clean to him, and he didn't come clean to her because he damn sure killed Terry Silver in cold blood. So it's crazy. I was gonna ask y'all because I'm gonna go through some like little things that I saw that I thought was funny in the episode. But with Angela, before Courtney Kemp said that she's definitely gonna be in season 6, I was gonna ask y'all, do you think that they're going to kill her, or do you think that she's gonna be alive? But just because she's in season 6 doesn't mean that she's alive. She could be in a coma. It could be flashbacks. There's a lot of ways she could be in season 6, but not be a live character, quote unquote. So where do y'all think they're going to take it with her?
I don't know, because nobody at this point is called 911. So I'm assuming she's going to have to be in a coma. Like,
go scream though.
Go.
That was so whack.
Yo, he didn't even. So somebody. You just see that tweet where somebody was like, he didn't even scream like that for Raina.
Yeah,
no, but dead ass though.
Not dead ass.
But that scream was trash though. I didn't get like
the scream.
I didn't remember the dude who was like, no.
Yeah.
I needed that scream. The ghost scream was trash, dog.
Sounded like a pterodactyl or some shit.
Yeah, it was like, what happened here, bro?
Yeah, they could have took that one again. Like nobody was like, hey, we're gonna do this scream one more time, and don't do that, which you just did.
It's like, Amari, can you just like scream, fam? Like,
yeah, like someone normal. You know
when he did a better scream when he was about to kill Sean and he called him a fuck nigga.
Yeah.
Better scream. That was a much better scream.
That is true.
So here's the thing about Courtney Kemp, and when she says things, and I always go back to the after the episode. Y'all remember last season when Ghost got up on the stand and he said he never killed anybody, right? And
right.
Courtney Kemp told us then that was going to come back, right? And that shit hasn't come back yet, but the way Lobo's just got tied up, you can be sure that it's going to come back next season when they finally build a case against him and you find out that he perjured himself. So what she said about Angela was that the proof that Angela is dirty is in the bullet because she should have never been there in the first place.
Right.
So I think they are going to keep her alive. and this is what I'm talking about, how they start to build a case,
Mm-hmm.
and she probably ends up, I mean, I know I'm going full conspiracy on it, but when she says that, like, the proof is in the bullet, like, she should have never been there, that means that they find out that she got shot. Where did she get shot? She's here. Who was on the scene? What was the circumstances that you, AUSA Valdez, are getting shot in some fucking high school? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think she's gonna be. I don't think she's gonna be dead. I think she lives on and probably like becomes some ill state's witness.
Do you think it's unrealistic? I'll ask you this, Taj. Do you think it's unrealistic if she somehow survives?
AUSA Angela Valdez took a bullet straight to the middle of her chest, and she did not have a vest on. What are we even talking about? Because I didn't watch the little after show piece. Mm. So the fact that we're talking about she'll be there, if she is there next season, alive and speaking, I might be kind of pissed. Like, what are we talking? Like, out of all the unrealistic things that have happened, that.
Well,
that's not the worst.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say to that. Right. Here's what I'll say to that. I've full disclosure. Knock on wood. I've never been shot before, and I'm not a doctor. Right. I'm not a doctor. I've never been shot before. But what I think is, if you're going to get shot in the chest area, it's probably better to get shot in the middle, because you missed the heart and you might catch the lungs. If my anatomy shit is correct, you might catch a lung.
Anatomy stuff is correct, but I mean,
no, I feel you. So there's a loop, but then it's like Ghost got to call the ambulance,
exactly,
and then they pull up.
Exactly.
So it's like, how do they get her to the hospital? And that's the thing that I feel like. I think they start planning season 6 this week or next week, like the 17th, she said, right? Mm-hmm. That's gotta be on the table. Like, that's item 1 on the agenda. How do y'all, whatever you're doing with Angela, if the end goal is for her to survive, y'all gotta make that shit as believable as possible, because people could be out on the show if it's some funny shit.
Right.
That's my biggest fear with that. So,
well, maybe they'll do what they did. Remember when Ghost got locked up, right? And they did like the it wasn't like an episode. It was like a 1-minute thing where they basically had Ghost getting phone calls because Tariq was fucking being kidnapped by
and he was getting booked.
I feel like they gotta give us another one of those 1-minute trailers that shows her getting in the ambulance, something happening. Otherwise, it's like, yo, fam, this ain't no Jon Snow in Game of Thrones,
dog. And if they didn't do that for Kanan, they can't do that for Angela. Because I might have looked the other way if it was Kanan, if he got up and opened his eyes.
Facts.
All right, let me go through some things that I saw that I thought was funny. Angela has a safe house like Grand Theft Auto. I was like, what the hell? But I think that was the school. But I was like, yo, she got a fucking safe house? This shit looks just like the safe house in the middle of fucking Algonquin and shit from GTA 4. I thought that was funny. When Ghost is talking about Teresi and Tommy tells him that he killed him, the look on his face, like how he's feigning shock, it was like, yo, you're going overboard, fam. Like he's trying to oversell it. And he definitely crossed the line when he was talking about Holly. It's like the same shit I was telling you about Holly. He's like, yo, dog, it's still too soon.
Yeah.
It's been 2 seasons. Yeah. Like you big wilded out on that.
Yeah, he was wild.
Yeah. So when they were checking Angela for a wire and then Ghost was about to go, they're like, not you. Her and Tasha and Tommy were like, not you. And Tasha starts checking her, and then Tommy goes, is this weird at all for you? How weird does this make you feel? And he's like, yo, come on, man, not now. That's why I appreciate Tommy for that, because Tommy's the inappropriate friend that throws the joke that everybody don't want to say. But he's like, yo, we gonna get these jokes off.
That's a fact.
That was a good comedic moment.
Yeah, that was funny. Tasha was in accounting school before meeting Ghost. That's what Sax said when he looked up her background, which is why they always look to her for like money laundering shit.
Which makes sense, yeah.
Which is ill when you think about it. That was a nice little nugget of information.
She was in Wilson. She was in Wilson Tech accounting school? Because wasn't she like under 18? Like she was doing that high school half a day program.
I mean, not everybody goes to Accounting 101 in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So
That's true.
hey, you know something with money. She knows enough because she was handling all that money. We talk about Tasha being a horrible friend. Dre saying, "I don't need the mother." Yo, when Angela said, "Wow," I busted out laughing because I think I said the same thing. I was like, "Damn, dog, she saved you from getting shot, low key."
Fact.
Like you big wilded. You big wilded out. Let me see. Ghost still talking about a future with Angela. And you could tell, like you said, you were talking about that. It seems more and more like a pipe dream, especially since you already see Mock already said, "Fuck this, I'm out." Yeah. Mock took his back. Mock was the LeBron gif when he walked away after the finals interview with his bag. That's exactly how he walked out of that joint. Like, yo, y'all, you guys handle this. I got a new job. I'm out. If she would have took that job, she would have been straight. Because the government would have had her like deep and been like, "Yo, we don't care about that little shit she was doing. She works for us now. She's an alphabet girl." So that's just what it is. Let's see. Oh, that whole thing with Tate, him and Tate pressuring Tate to announce his candidacy for governor. When Tate is like, "Yo, you gotta cooperate," blah blah blah, and Ghost is just like, "I'll handle this. Announce your bid. I'll handle this." So he should be back, and maybe he'll be back as governor. Who knows?
I would like to see that, honestly. Yeah. I think Lorenz Tate adds a lot to the show, and I think it's just another avenue for kind of Ghost to go in. So when he's not doing like the shoot 'em up, pow pow, the chess moves between him and Councilman Tate are really good. And then off the show they're friends, so they always have real good chemistry. I think it's dope.
For sure. That scene where Tommy took off Holly's ring and put on his original pendant after Keisha was like, "Yo, I'll be here when you get back." It's almost like he's finally letting go.
That's closure.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's finally letting go. And because he knows he's about to do some realer shit than kill Holly. So he's just like, "Yo, let me not double guilt myself." And does that. Vincent, when he was talking to Tommy, when he was like, "Yo, we have special people in our lives that understand that we're monsters. We're fucking monsters." Yeah. And I think Tommy... I don't think Tommy wants to see himself as a monster because I feel like he wants certain things for himself. He feels like he feels like he does what's necessary, but not in a monster way. It's just what has to be done. But the fact that Vincent says that, I think to me, he's thinking in his head, this is what they think of me. This is all they think of me. And that's why they try to use me try to use me like I'm a fucking gun.
Yo, play your position though. I mean, like, honestly, on the murder, when you talk about the murder game, Tommy is that dude. Like, I think said it. It's like too late to kind of switch now. We got one more season. Mm-hmm. You can't start being brilliant and shit and making calculated moves.
Professor Egan.
We've just known you to be like this shoot 'em up erratic type dude. Like, I get it. But like, if it was gonna happen, it should have happened like season 4.
Right. You're not gonna become Dr. Octopus and shit like overnight. Like, you might just be Electro, fam. You might just be Electro.
That might just be you.
Angie was in Choke, which was I didn't know that.
We knew that.
She said, I forgot.
Well, remember, it might have been, I don't remember what season it was, but Ghost says when they're talking about losing touch and stuff like that.
Oh, like you went to Choke. Yeah.
Right.
Facts.
And Ghost got into Choke, but he didn't go because he didn't want to leave Tommy.
Right. Big fact. See, that's what got y'all on here, man. Y'all bringing it all back. Y'all bringing it all around. That's a big fact. So some of the unsolved mysteries that we have left.
Wait, hold on. Did we? I'm sorry. Did we mention? Was that MC Light? Was I losing my mind?
Yes, that was MC Light.
Yes. Okay. Shout out to MC Light. That was MC Light.
It's amazing that I knew her voice before I realized exactly who I was looking at.
Yo, her voice is so distinct.
And I looked up and I was like, wow.
That's because she does all the BET Awards.
Oh, my God.
Yes, everything. Yeah. Well, she is.
Oh, yeah. She is
the voice of the BET Awards.
She is the voice. Yeah, word. I forgot about that too. Power's guest star game this season was the best
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
any season.
Yeah.
And every guest star was off the hook. Look, Kendrick Lamar was off the hook.
Kendrick was amazing.
One
Highlight
of the best
one of the
episodes of the
highlights. Yes.
period.
Yeah, so that's something that I definitely wanted to get out this season. Like,
Yo, what's the I can't remember his name now, but the white dude who goes ran the game on. They were business partners. He was shitting on Ghost.
Oh, that's Vincent Garber's position. Strauss. So it's not Strauss. Let me look it up real quick. I'm dumbing out.
I loved. He only came
He's
back
so
for one
good.
episode.
Such a good actor.
But
He's a
was great.
phenomenal actor.
He was great. He needs to get. I don't think we bigged him up enough this season for that one episode because man, and the way he was when he
Simon Stern.
Simon Stern.
Yes,
When he yelled for Ghost
Simon
to stop
Stern.
choking out Tate. It was just such an interesting dynamic that they were playing. He had been over in Europe,
Right?
Like a little sex freak dude.
Yeah.
He just still gave an amazing performance.
It's so ill how they have people who are dope actors and they just get Garcelle Beauvais.
Woo!
She was on. Like, yo, this was and they all made sense. That's the biggest thing about I was kind of worried that Kendrick was going to be the rapper who plays a character, but he really looks like a rapper. Like that was
Empire
different.
Here, no Empire.
Oh my God.
Oh, thank God.
Oh God.
Thank God.
Have Cuba Gooding Jr. on and call him Tuba. Bruh. You don't understand. I was laughing about that for a week. The couple of seasons I reviewed Empire. Dog.
Is that real?
I'm dead ass serious. He was on
That's
Empire
real?
and his name was Tuba.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
I'd rather it be that like Lorenz Tate keep his last name for power. I'd rather that than you call me a variant of my name. Like it's a Tuba. So I was calling him Tuba Gooding Jr. the whole time and I could not stop laughing. Like I've just stopped laughing at that for like this year in 2018.
That's ridiculous.
But yeah, like so the guest star game has been completely off the hook. Victor Garber's he was on Flash and Legends of Tomorrow and all those shows, and he left to do a show out here in New York on Broadway. And I was just like, yo,
wow.
Yeah, he's like that's like a thespian, you know what I'm saying? Like he's an artiste. Like that dude, he left TV to do a I think it was Hello Dolly. And he was doing a run on Hello Dolly. So
that
just to give you an idea of what dudes is dealing with, you know what I mean? So some of the unsolved mysteries that we have. Does Dre stay in WITSEC? The laptop, Proctor's laptop is still out there.
Yep.
Jason Mittich is still out there. Tariq.
But he's cool. You talking about the Connect, right?
Right, the Connect. But he wanted Tommy dead. Remember, he set up with Kanan.
He really just want them ports. He don't really want him dead.
He by any means necessary, right?
He's just trying to get the money. I don't think he really had a vendetta.
I feel you. So Tariq is still out there.
Pushing
pills. Pushing pills. He's basically going to become my man from Grownish, the Indian dude from Grownish that's pushing all the Xanax and all that shit.
Oh,
that's what he's going to become,
like
but more gangster version. Yo, shout out. I like the little thing where last episode where Tariq gets a fake ID to get Kanan's ashes and he links up with Vincent to keep the operation moving. I thought that was pretty cool.
He's making moves.
Yeah, he's making moves.
Vincent would never. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm talking.
You don't think he would do that in real life?
No, Vincent barely wanted to even deal with Tommy at first. Like he's not dealing with this little black kid who knows a little bit of Italian. Like,
yo, and shout out to the Italians who don't hate black people in the show. Because I definitely thought that was going to be a theme. Like,
I mean, they let a little moolie fly. They let a little moolie fly.
They let a moolie fly?
Yeah. Teresi said it when he was talking to Sammy. He was like, they were like, yo, who's Ghost? He's like, this moolie that my son knows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they let a moolie fly.
Woo.
They let
I feel
a
more
moolie
comfortable
fly.
now. I'm like,
yeah, they let a moolie. Dog, they had to leave let at least one.
You had to let one.
A little bit of the isms.
Yeah,
a little bit of the isms.
Okay.
Let me see. The Italians. Where do they stand? Mock has the job in DC. Does he come back?
No, he can stay gone.
Right.
I can't take anymore.
Maria Suarez, is she? That would be ill if she came full circle.
She's a waste of life.
You think so?
I think so. Like, again, when they brought her back the first time, it felt like, oh shit, we never closed this loop, and now we can use it because y'all, there's so much stuff that they've just left like open ended that this felt like convenient. Mm-hmm. And because you saw how mad she got in this past episode, so now she's back. She never left. She never left from when they first were looking at her to be a witness. She heard him on the TV, and she's like, oh, she goes to the cops. And so now she's back. When was she gone? She's even more angry now. Yo, he let you be free. It was your dumbass boyfriend.
Yeah.
Who
you probably didn't know was doing the shit that he was doing, by the way.
I just find don't give me, I get it. You always need some sloppy shit to throw a person off. It's always like the one you let get away, right? Right. So I get it. I just wish it was a better one.
Right. And she has no case. She overheard his voice in what may have been true. She really has no case. Here's another unsolved thing. What's up with the clubs in Miami? We've never heard about them anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
This man has whole like, who's running that? What's going on with that? Like, I really want to know.
Yeah, I don't even know how Ghost is making money nowadays. I don't even know how people go to Truth. Like, I don't even get
That's what to say. He doesn't have a job, huh?
He must have paid his rent in advance because he's already not New York dude.
He's a freelance murderer. Like, he murdered.
He's on Fiverr selling drugs.
Not Fiverr though.
He runs Fiverr gigs. I can handle this.
Yo, what happened to Shorty whose face they cut up in season 1? Remember?
Oh, pink shoes?
No, not the pink shoes. The one who was one of their dealers who got her face cut by the pink shoes.
Oh, she went to the hospital and we never saw her again. She probably said, "Fuck that shit, I'm out."
Yeah, she said, "I'm done."
Yeah, she was Julio's people. So bringing her back.
So yo, we gonna that's it. That's really it as far as I go for stuff that I saw. I'm about to get to the Power Talk fans. Thank you for leaving all your comments throughout the season, throughout all these episodes. We're gonna get to your commentary. Shout out to my guy Daniel the Best. He made that Photoshop putting me on the Power poster.
That was fire.
I decided to post that because I knew what was going to happen, and I said, "Yo, this is too fire for me not to post. I'll take the jokes until 2020. It's all good." All right, so let's get into it. All that, Nana. What's up, Nana? My thoughts are that we need to start holding Ghost accountable for everything that's gone down. I honestly understand why Tommy did what he did. He just got fed up with Ghost only looking out for himself and no one else. If he never messed with Angela or even tried the second time, I think he could have walked away with a new life. I'll leave that to y'all. What do you think?
I mean, like, it's definitely apparent. Ghost got a lot of people into a lot of shit, including himself. First of all, everybody on the show makes horrible decisions.
Horrible.
But does Ghost deserve to pay for? It's kind of like karma. If it wasn't for the Teresi thing, it could have been for anything else. And I think if you're in that life, that's how the game is played, and like repercussions are gonna happen. Mm-hmm. So, it was bound to happen. Just win.
Mm-hmm.
He had too much dirt. I mean, he just got so like I said, he's not even doing. I know that saying that he was skirting the law might have been a bit much, but he's not even doing half of the dirt he used to do. But all of the old dirt is what's on his ass.
Facts. That's a fact.
And I still contend that none of this happens if Tasha and Tommy supported him getting out. That's just me. Period. Especially Tasha. I feel like none of this happens unless they support him. But that's always been my stand. All right, let's go to the next one from Justin Rich. What's going on? What?
Hold on, Jeff. Before you say that, no, because part of this whole issue is what we dealt with in this last episode is we had to deal with the Lobos murder. And even if Tasha would have supported him getting out, they would still have to deal with Lobos, right?
Mm-hmm.
He could have gave it to Tommy.
That murder stuff. Tommy wasn't killing Lobos because he wanted his connect. And remember, Lobos didn't bang with Tommy, so Tommy didn't support him getting out. So I can't put that on Tasha. And listen, I like to put things on Tasha, but like he was living in a triangle with her and Tommy that wasn't going to allow him to have this easy way out of the drug game.
He had an exit plan though. He was trying to build an exit plan. Like eventually he wanted to get out.
Lobos was never going to let him out though, so he was going to have to kill Lobos. So we're still here.
But we would have. I feel you. Yeah. But I don't think everything cascades the way. So let's say Tasha.
Oh, I agree with that.
Let's say Tasha was like, "Yo, make your money until whatever. I support you fully." He goes. He does everything. He kills. He doesn't mess with Angela now because he doesn't need to because he doesn't feel that extra, or maybe he still does, but he's not really trying to have a life with her, right? So, so all that happens. He kills Lobos, whatever. Then he's like, "Yo, Tommy, you got the juice now. I'm out." Because remember, he wasn't even trying to run drugs through Truth in season 1. Really. Ever.
Right.
So
he was really trying to get out the time we met him.
He really thought it was M2. He really thought his club was M2. Like, and it went down low key like M2 did too. So yeah, man. Like, I get it, but I do think there's enough blame to walk around. From that first episode, I was like, oh, you're not letting that man out. All right, we'll see what happens.
Rain is definitely not dead. Rain is definitely not dead because Tariq never goes full fucking dick.
Right.
Definitely.
Right? And that happened because of the broken marriage and the cheating with Angela. So,
right,
I'm with you with the cascade. Like it has gone pretty fucking left.
The only other thing I could say is that Kanan would still be a unknown variable.
Oh, 100%.
Once he got out,
that's true.
At the end of season 1, who knows what would have happened from there? Taj, did you want to say something?
No, please continue.
All right, cool. So Justin Rich, have we come to the conclusion that Keisha's not a good parent? Never mind that Cash is in WITSEC the entire series. But she always has time for Tasha, Tommy, and her shop. Like, can she be at the store buying baby formula, Pampers, J's for the little man? Hashtag she's still hiding a child. I don't even think he's that young.
So that's what I was about to say. Like,
I think he's like 11.
I always thought,
he's a grown man.
I never thought that Keisha had a baby. I thought she had an older teenager because they never specify. So I just imagine he can kind of take care of himself. Is that just me?
No,
I thought he was like 11.
I thought he was what's her son's name? Keon? I thought that was like based off of him.
Like he's on his way to college.
They're probably the same age in the show.
Yeah. That is. I thought so too, but then again, like I always second guess myself because I don't remember I don't know if he didn't appear in the series, right?
Oh, no.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I ever saw him. I just know that he was mentioned.
I think maybe the first time we see Keisha. The first time we see him.
In the penthouse. I thought we might saw him in the penthouse.
Okay.
We've seen him before, but it's been so long that you don't remember.
Yeah. Like, I would definitely have to go back, but, like, the fact that these kids exist in an alternate world is bugging me the fuck out. It makes me want a spinoff with the grandmother, Lala's kid, and Yaz. And they should call it "How Come They Don't Want Me, Man."
How come they don't want me, man?
Yeah,
like,
I told you.
Definitely call it that.
Didn't we say one episode, Jameer, that the Queen's Child Project is to hide all of the lost kids of power?
Yes, you did. And I swear to God, like there's gonna at the end of the series, it's gonna be like pictures of all these kids that we saw throughout the series.
It's gonna be Children of the Corn. That's exactly what it's gonna be. It's gonna be all of them actors. All right, let's go to the next one. Waterbed Reg. What's going on, Reg? One interesting angle is that Ghost never thought once to harm or kill Tommy, despite him being extremely sloppy. However, Ghost simply overthought approaching Tommy about Teresi. It still would have been better coming from him, at least giving it a try. But this is the guy who really hasn't said, Tariq, son, let's get away for a few days and really try to reset our relationship.
Yo, hey, all right. So what's kind of interesting about
That was a great comment. I want to say that was
very
yeah,
much.
that was because let me say though, like it's not like Ghost wasn't trying to tell Tommy like, yo, I'm be honest, nigga kind of got out of jail quick and he was serving life. You don't want to think about these things. So it's not like Ghost just came out of nowhere and was just like, oh yeah, we got to kill this nigga. I think progressively in the episodes of this season, you see Ghost trying to get it through Tommy's head that he's not trustworthy all the way. Like he was saying, yo, how could you talk to Teresi about this shit and all this shit? So when he found out that he was a snitch, he was like, oh, this nigga gotta go. So I feel Ghost for trying, but you know, I mean, does anybody ever really, you know, how I'm gonna tell you, hey man, your father's a snitch, you gotta kill him? I don't know. So,
I mean, but let's keep it 1,000. He just became his father like 5 episodes ago.
That's
like,
what
you know
I'm saying.
Like,
I'm like, I get it. I get Ghosts. Like, hey yo, you might want to kind of, you know, lower your voice around this nigga. You don't know how he got out. He was serving life, and he just pop out of jail, and you telling him everything now. Kind of crazy.
I try to show him. All right. I'm Jamie J. Jamie, what's good? I put it to you like this. We saw Angela get shot protecting Ghosts. We didn't see her die. Kanan survived an ass whooping at a fire before he died. He didn't even die during the fire, though. Like, he rose up. And all he needed was a little lean and some loving from his cousin, and he was straight. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude really... I don't know if she was using shea butter. I don't know if she was using cocoa butter or eucalyptus leaves or something. But she put a little tussin in his lean. You know what I'm saying? Like dog, he regenerated like Wolverine.
Yo.
So yeah, but yeah, you know, as we spoke about Angela being up, whether she's alive or not, we'll see. So my guy, Critical Eye, thank you so much for all the comments. My man's been consistent all season, dropping some fire. So. Let me get his commentary out the way and then his question. Once Kanan got bodied, that was the bell for anybody can get touched, even more than Reyna. I agree with that 100%. Mm-hmm. Once Kanan died, that means everybody's on the table, except for Ghost until like the series finale. I vaguely feel like this is the first finale Tariq wasn't in. I don't know if he was in the season 1 finale. I can't remember.
Yeah,
but. If it has been, it's been the first one in a long time. Because remember, they weren't really super prominent until they tried to make a family with Angela and Ghost, and she came over to her apartment and shit to have a sleepover, which is funny. Yeah. Them dominoes dropping fast now. LOL, I guess Han made it out of this one alive, but Sax can't make it out to season 7. I'm mad he called Mach Han. Yo, and I just got it, but I was like, wow. Oh. Well, he made it out of this one. He did make it out of this one. R.I.P. Han. His prediction, Angela is alive in a coma. I know kind of a reach, but you didn't see her die. Proctor called it and said to frame Tommy. Yeah, I agree. I could see her starting off. She got to be in some type of ICU. She got to be in somebody's ICU. She can't just pop up.
She's gonna come back in a hospital. She's not gonna be conscious. I mean, if she's just walking around the streets in New York, I'ma kind of be pissed.
Yeah. That's why I said, once again, they really have to put it together and know how they're gonna execute this. And this ain't gonna be no yada yada yada. I don't want to hear Courtney at the end of the episode talking about. And this is what we were thinking. We were really wrestling back and forth in the writers' room. Nah, I don't want to hear about no wrestling, fam. I need the right thing to have come out. And his question: who's gonna die the worst next season? I'll say this. I think, and I said this from before, right? Mm-hmm. I think season 6 should be the last season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, and we could have that discussion now. Like, I think season 6 should be the last season because unless they introduce somebody completely out of left field that is an awesome character and with enough backstory that we can build and have more robust stuff going on in Power, I really don't know where else there is to go. But an all-out war between Tommy and Ghost.
No, it's over.
Like this is where I think this is where they were building the series. Like we have had Tommy versus Ghost before, but this is like the official separation. Like the whole family is fragmented. So it has to be like a civil war at this point. And I don't know what else they could do in a season 7. And mind you, I ain't trying to like take jobs away from people or whatever, or wish them harm. I'm talking. She's even said. Courtney Kemp even said this was a story with an ending.
Yep.
Like she had said somebody had asked her about the whole 10 episodes versus more from Stars, and she said I can't talk about that per Stars, but what I can say is that this story is going to end. All stories end. They could end whenever, but all stories end. For them to come back with a 7th season
would be ridiculous. There's no way.
It has to be phenomenal, right? So to answer your question, if season 6 is the final season, then I think Ghost is probably going to have the most. No, Tommy's going to have the craziest death.
Tommy's going to die the worst.
He's going to die the worst. If this is the final season,
you know what? I don't think he's going to.
You think he's going to kill himself?
He's going to kill himself.
I only say Tommy's going to die the worst because throughout history we've seen like the most aggressive shooters get it the worst. Like fucking Queen Latifah set it off. Cleo got shot into pieces,
bodied,
and then the town, the movie with Ben Affleck that setting off. You know,
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, he got it the worst. So I feel like the shooters and the badasses always get the worst karma. And you know, it's going to sound weird, but Tommy deserves to die like that. He deserves...
Just like Kanan. Just like Kanan.
He deserves a hella crazy death because he was a hella crazy cast member in the... Like, he was a hella crazy part in the story. So,
right. Yeah. I definitely believe that, but I think he's the one that goes out the craziest.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I know it is
for sure. All right, let's see what else we got. Thank you for that, man. My man, Doctor Whose Mans is this?
Yo, who are these people? Shout out to them,
Doug. I'm telling you, I tell people all the time, y'all need to be content creators, man, because y'all got some creativity on this.
Right.
Honestly, I don't know why people like Ghost. He does the most dirty shit on this show. 1, he cheated on his wife. That started a lot of this drama. 2, he killed all Tommy's friends and didn't even tell him to afterwards. 3, he conspired and found a way for Tommy to kill his dad. 4, conspired with Dre to kill Tommy's connect. 5, he set Kaden up and sent him to jail and then raised his son. 6, he killed Breeze, and I could probably think of more if I truly thought about it. He did kill Breeze.
But he needed to kill Breeze.
Yeah, he did. I wish we would have got a backstory on that. Like, what happened?
Yeah, I thought they were going to give us some backstory.
Like a flashback about that. Like, I thought that would have been... That's the little shit that I feel like they could add to, like, give a little bit more flavor in the show. But, I
was so hurt when he killed Roller, man.
That was the one.
Yeah, Roller was crazy.
Woo. And Roller was basically like, yo, you gonna kill me or you're not gonna kill me, but I'm letting you know I didn't do shit. So
I didn't do it. And he still shot him.
My man was smoking that blunt like, yo, dog. He was mad calm. Like, he had that weed head moment of clarity, like, yo, bro, like, it is what it is.
And he let it be known, like, you about to kill me, and Kanan's who told you the shit, and that's not even your man.
Yep. And then Ghost was, you know what it was? Ghost was doing all that damn cardio in the hoodie. He probably was losing consciousness and shit. But wait, that's a compelling argument. I'm not gonna front. That's a compelling argument for why Ghost ain't shit.
No, Ghost isn't. I mean, we all know by now that Ghost isn't shit. I mean, he's not even really like smart anymore. Like said, like he's not like smart. He just does wild, dumb shit that no one can validate. Like I'm totally good off Ghost.
Like, like if he would have got killed in this episode, you wouldn't have been mad. You'd be like,
I wouldn't have been mad. I would have got it.
I'd have been shocked. I'd have been shocked.
But I wouldn't have been mad.
I would have been mad, but I would have been. But I would have been like, well, what we gonna do in season 6? Like, who's Tommy? Was it gonna be Tommy versus Angela? I ain't signing up for that.
Yo, bro, but I think you honed in on a good thing when you say like. Did anybody watch Boardwalk Empire?
I did.
Yeah. Okay, so remember the last season where they did like a flashback to? They kept going back like to see how like Nucky's story began.
Yeah,
I would love to see kind of like in the whether this is the last season or there'll be like another one. I would love to see like intricate moments where we can see how all this started to happen. And we could realize how people got so close. And we could see maybe, more in a roller story and things like that. Like, I would love for them to, like, kind of revisit and see how, like, all this shit is, like, started in the beginning.
Word. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Shit might be fire, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
no, I do.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Let's see. Let's see what else. My man Sky in Sky's World. What's up, Sky? Courtney already revealed that Angela's alive. That annoyed me. She didn't really reveal that he was alive. It was more so that she would be there. Yeah. So I'm not going to put all my eggs in the she's alive basket. I got to see it. I saw her get shot dead in the chest. I mean, yeah. It's hard to bounce back from that, but I mean,
felt like it was a reveal. I got to get the exact line. I felt like it was kind of like,
she said she'll be back in season 6. I just can't tell you how. Now, I don't know. She did a lot of interviews. So maybe after like the 4th or 5th one, she let something fly.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of like the similar answers or whatever. But I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll be back. So we'll see. And finally, for my guy, go ahead.
They're releasing a like secret clip in 3 weeks, so we'll know before next June.
Oh wow!
Oh,
that's
word!
What I was talking about. That's what I was talking about.
Okay, Taj, breaking news. Okay,
breaking news.
Yeah. They're doing like a clip.
Damn, son, where'd you find this? Shout out to you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. So, well, there you go. 3 weeks. We're gonna find a hidden clip. So this is gonna be like their Marvel post credit scene.
Yo,
I guess
exactly.
So.
Yo, they should have did that.
I'm game. I'm super game.
They should have did that instead of the after talk. They should have just dropped that, and that would have been crazy. Because I forgot what show did that, and I was like, holy hell. But yeah. That dude Diggs finally. R.I.P. Deleterious Silver. He just wanted to do the right thing and get some in a parking garage. It was on his bucket list. This was his epitaph. Yo, you an asshole, yo. You an asshole. And I'm glad you got this in
Silver
late.
ain't shit. Silver ain't shit.
Yo, I had somebody, pardon me, I can't remember your name, but I think that I shouted them out on one of the shows that broke down his name, his full name, Deleterious, like the meaning of the name. And I was like, yo, I don't know if they were that woke to pick the name for that, but that was like, because it basically means something like splitting up a family.
Wow.
Or something like that. Whoa. Causing harm or damage. And the sentence is divorce is assumed to have deleterious effects on children. Harmful, damaging, detrimental, injurious, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay, all right. If you like it, I love it. But
that's kind of crazy.
But yo, thank you so much, everybody, for submitting your questions on Power Talk and submitting them all season. I really appreciate it. You guys are as much of a part of the show as any one of us, and I appreciate all of you submitting those questions. So my final question for everybody, said I'll start with you. What did you think of the season overall as compared to everything else that we've seen?
I really enjoyed this conversation. Really enjoyed, you guys' perspectives. So I don't want to still be on my like Debbie Downer.
No, come on.
I was a little let down by the season. I felt like there were parts of it that moved like way too slow, and I didn't feel like it was because I was gonna get some great big payoff, or because I was really setting up the character. Like some of it just felt dumb. Like it just was like, wait, what? Like, you know what I mean? But overall, I think they really, by the time they get to episode 8, they're speeding, right? And so like it's 8, 9, and 10 are packed. And I just, so it kind of gave you that like relief moment. Not because I just wanted to shoot them up, bang bang. I just wanted you to progress the story forward. And I think sometimes with Power, they don't progress the story forward. And I felt like this was one of the slower seasons. And for that, I felt like, it wasn't my favorite. But there was some great moments. I mean, 100% there's some great moments in the season.
Definitely. What about you, Taj?
I'm going to have to rewatch, like, the season. Like, I'll probably have to, like, binge it again. My favorite season was the one with Jukebox, where they introduced Jukebox. But it just felt like like Cedric said, they were just trying to do a whole lot of stuff. And some of the episodes didn't move quick enough. And then the episodes that move quick, there's so much stuff in it. It's kind of like, I need 15 more minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we even talking about? It makes it just feel like there are a lot of loose ends, but not necessarily in a good way. Kind of loose ends like, can you tie and put a bow on each one of these things, please? So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to season 6 because I'm assuming it's the last one.
That's the way it seems.
Yeah,
That's what it seems.
I'm half and half, but like we said earlier, all the cameos were fantastic.
Yeah. What about you, Jameer?
Okay, so I'm gonna give like this season like a 6.5 out of 10. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because I mean, like everybody pretty much said, yes. But also, you know, I think they just could have been a little more cerebral and a little more sleek in telling the story. As far as cerebral, we saw kind of like the things that Ghost was doing out of frustration of Raina's death, but not really. I would love to see a little more implementing of that as far, like, I get it. Like, it just felt like it was very hot and cold. Like, he never truly focused on her, like, and, you know, even that, even though it's slow, but, like, I would play more into that as well. Like, in the later episodes, like, your child died. And every time you're doing business where with this dude in Councilman Tate, that you have to constantly talk about your daughter. I just felt like, even though a lot was going on this season, that's another one of my criticisms, that the death of your child should always be fucking with your conscience throughout the whole season. I really felt like it should have played more in that. But things that I did like, though, is that I finally feel like we have seen Tariq's awakening, and I'm sure they'll play more into that next season. But Tariq is like, I mean, whether you hate him or love him, well, most people hate him, but, you know, he's becoming a man, and now he's going to have a more dominant role even more now in the upcoming season. So I want to see him and maybe Ray Ray's cousin. You know, I want to see their own, like, kind of separate story. I want to see how Tariq
That's a great
develops.
point that you bring up Ray Ray's cousin, because she's the one who ties him back.
Right.
Andrea. Shout out to my homie Andrea. Yes, definitely.
Like, that's one of those things, like what Taj was saying, is like they make these loops that, like, maybe I'll close, maybe I won't.
Maybe I won't. Exactly.
Maybe I won't. Like, we could never see her again, and that wouldn't be crazy, and it's fucking crazy.
She was in the first episode, and I was like, y'all not even going to lean on her anymore. Like, it just, I don't know if they're setting us up for the big payback, or like what you just said, if it's just a loop that never continues. We don't know.
And if next season is the last season, what we get 10 episodes, that's a lot. There's a lot of shit to do in them 10 episodes.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Because at one point they were going to go 7, and it seems like now they're going to go 6. Right, because Stars wanted them to go 7. Originally, Courtney Kemp wanted to just do 5. She wanted to tell a story in 5.
Right.
So they're just going to do 6. That means, and we know that they can get a little careless in the storytelling. That means we might be on a ride. Right.
Sure. Yeah.
So for me, I thought I enjoyed the season overall. I thought it. I agree with Ced that I think it moved too slow in the beginning. And I accepted that because I felt like, all right, if you're going to slow build, your ending better justify that slow build.
It got to be a payoff.
And even with Kanan dying and Angela getting shot, it still didn't feel like enough to justify how slow it was going in the beginning. To me. Like, it didn't feel like enough. Like, maybe they felt like the impact would distract us from the fact that it was going slow. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think I was satisfied. Like, I was genuinely shocked with the Kane. Like, if the Kanan death would have got spoiled for me, I would have been tight. I would have been tight. Right?
If that was a spoiler, I would have lost my mind.
Right. But I feel like the Angela spoiler is more so, oh, that bitch got shot? I got to see this shit from my own 2 eyes. Maybe it's fake. But yeah,
Dre
like
really fell in the beginning of this season. Dre was the man,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he ended the season in the back of a cop van snitching.
He had the illest rise and fall from like 2 or 3 seasons that on this show. Like he went from corner boy to basically Earth 2 ghost back to like to informant. Life came at him expeditiously. So you know, it's we saw a lot of good things this season, and you know, I said it after season 4. I thought season 4 was the worst season of Power out of all the seasons. It was my personal least favorite.
Court for half the season.
Like that. It just a lot of stuff that just didn't make sense. And it just, you know, it had its cool parts, but it felt like disjointed. It just wasn't enjoyable for me, you know, and that was like that was the worst season of Power for me, or my least favorite, I should say. So I felt like this season was a good bounce back. I felt like it could have been greater. I feel like the writers need to make sense of the big stuff and let the little stuff play out. Like if it's like little stuff like throwaway lines and stuff that may come back, I'd rather dig for that than big major items I have to fill in the blanks. Or just certain stuff that's just like nonsensical. I will say though that the writing vastly improved from last season. Vastly improved.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
It's noticeable that they improved. So overall,
everybody's
man,
got to get theirs in the show, right? When is Sax going to get his? This guy is a fucking sexist pig.
No.
Yeah.
He's a sexist pig. He's disgusting.
Who knows? Maybe season 6. So
he is the poster boy for white privilege. Like he's not even the brightest cop in the room. He clearly hates this woman because really she's a woman, because he's not against doing shady shit.
Right.
Like he's very bitter that she has this position of power. And I'm so involved in my power, but he is the poster boy for white privilege. I hate that shit.
Yeah. Hey, I cannot point to a lie because I don't see one. So that's definitely it. Before we get out of here, season 6. Is there anything that you expect? Well, matter of fact, let's get one from each of you. One big season 6 prediction. Taj, go ahead. You start.
My season 6 prediction. I think everybody's gonna die except for Ghost.
That's a good take. It's a good take.
Everybody's killed except for Ghost. I think that. Yeah, that's it. And like I said, I think Tommy's gonna kill himself. But I think everybody's going to die except for Ghost, and he'll be miserable and stuck to raise his crazy ass son and a child we never see.
Right. I was about to say a mystery child and little Kanan.
Somebody cut Taj a check because that was amazing.
That was fun.
And it really hit me in my soul. And I was like, oh shit, if it ends like this, they have redeemed themselves. Like that is wow. And Tommy killing himself, like, ooh, that's rich.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What you think,
They're like, that dude is sick in the head.
What's a prediction from you, Sed?
I can't follow up Taj, man. I can't. She really
she shut you down? I should have let her finish off?
Yeah, she killed that. Like, she got that.
All right. Well, Jameer, you got anything? Or you just gonna let that rock?
No, I think that was an amazing prediction. I'm gonna say though, I think next season we see Tommy die, but I think now don't just think about it. I think Tariq does it, and the reason I say that is because I feel like Ghost and Tommy are gonna come they're gonna be like face to face, like scrapping or doing something, and Tommy might be getting the best of Ghost, and then we just hear a shot. And then Tommy's like, stop choking this nigga. Or like, he's going to stop trying to kill him and he's just going to fall over and Tariq's going to pull the trigger after like coming to the aid of his father for the first time in his life just because he couldn't see his pops died.
You fucking shot me, Reek?
Yeah. That's a fucking beautiful. Yo, that was good.
That's poetic.
That was good.
That's poetic.
That's perfect.
That's
Right.
poetic.
So
poetic.
Fucking shot me.
you shot. I
But
can't believe
something
this.
about Taj saying that Tommy would
Kills
kill himself. Like, he is such a tormented motherfucker that
Yeah.
that would be like,
That fuck
it
me
would
up.
be sick.
That
But
would
be
be.
crazy.
I'm not even gonna hold you. That would fuck me up.
That's a good way to go out, though.
Right.
It's a good way, especially
That
for
is.
him. All the fucked up shit he's done,
Exactly.
He canceled himself.
He
can't
couldn't
do
deal with the
himself.
demons, and he didn't. So
Right.
that's a good one.
I would say my season 6 prediction is if season 6 is the last, I think Tariq kills Ghost. That's my hot take.
Oh my god.
He kills Ghost, and then he's the there'll be another one after me. He's the one that's after him, and then he's like he's the dude walking with the with the suit in the beginning of Power, and they end it with him walking off.
Oh, that's fire.
It's a big hot take, but
No, that would be fire though. Because
I mean, it's not like it couldn't happen. I mean, I could totally see it happen.
and my even hotter take is if it goes to 7 seasons, I think it's gonna end up being Dre and Tariq fighting over territory.
Ooh.
That's
a
my
good
super
one.
hot take. That's my scalding take. But
what happens if they're all in a room together and they're like, "Yo, who the fuck brought us here?" And then from around the corner, we just hear like claps and it's Yaz. Like, well.
someone remembers their daughter today.
Exactly.
Now y'all work for me.
And she just starts shooting niggas. Like, I would love that. I would hug Courtney Kemp right now.
Yaz comes in with the Serbs.
Yeah. Like, bravo.
He's like,
Bravo.
Yes, what the fuck are you doing here, Yes? What the fuck are you doing here? Are you stupid?
Yo, your impressions is spot
Yo,
on.
speaking of impressions, I put it on my Twitter and I put it on my IG. Royce Bell, he's on Wildin' Out. Yo, this did do the Snapchat or the IG, like the face swap joint. I think it's on Snapchat, where he said it was like the season 6 Power trailer. Yo, y'all got, if you haven't seen it, y'all gotta see it. The shit is funny. He does Kaden, Ghost, and Tommy. Like, the shit is hilarious. Like, it's high key funny. So I would check that out. But y'all, we're done. We are done. We are through. We're done with another season of Power. We're done with Power After Hours. Taj, thank you for joining. You got anything to plug? Anything to tell the people where they find you?
Y'all can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Tajrani. That's TAJRANI.
There it is. Jameer, where can the people find you? What you doing with yourself?
Doing some things, doing a lot. You can catch me on AOL has a streaming service called Build, and you can catch me doing some commentary on music. I'll be on Friday, so check it out. You can find me though at It's Jameer, ITSJAMEER on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, hit me up.
What about you, Ced? Where can they find you?
I think my Instagram is open now, but my Twitter is still private. They're both at Cedric Shine. You can't find me.
Gotta kill witnesses, man. Free beer sticking out. Free beer sticking out. You can't unlock. Gotta lock accounts.
I'm keeping it low till I get it till I get that new bag.
Yo,
and then I'll be back, people. I love it.
Take notes. When you apply for a job, lock down. You have to go into Zero Dark 23.
Like,
you gotta
Instagram
go
is
like
just
broad.
my family. It's just like my kids and shit. You go on my Instagram, you're like, oh man, he's really a nice guy.
And I knew Ced when his Instagram was super lit. So now it's dad lit. There's a different type of lit. It's dad lit, but his kids are amazing. His family is like, yo, it's a different type of lit. When y'all tired of looking at all the brunch pics. When y'all tired of looking at all the brunch pics, hit up Ced for a good change of pace. And you can find me. I'm at Jeff J Says, all social media, at For All Nerds, formerly known as Fan Bros. That's where we do our weekly episodic podcast about nerd and geek culture from the perspective of people of color. You can also find me and Jameer on the Grapevine.
Yeah,
definitely shout us out.
September, baby.
We back at the end of September.
Yes.
We back the end of September. So,
wow.
you know, and
All
shout
right.
out to
Dope,
everybody.
dope.
Yo, shout out to everybody who's fans and be recognizing us and stuff like that. Like, it's spooky out here.
This shit is
Yo, said the
surreal,
LIRR ain't even safe no more, bro. I'd be like, oh, they'd be like, yo, they'd be like, when somebody looks at me, I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? What's happening? It's like, yo, you Jeff? Who wants to know? yeah, put the bass in your voice. You know, I don't got no bass and shit. But I mean, who wants to know? I might be, but seriously though, it's off the hook. It's a millennial conversations about real life issues that we take off of social media and add nuance to. Shout out to Ash, shout out to Donovan, shout out to Amanda, shout out to the whole squad. Like we back at the end of the month, and once again, man, thank all of y'all for joining, man. Y'all, I am nothing without you. So I appreciate y'all for joining me and talking about the show that, you know, we it's flawed, but we love it. And we hear until the wheels fall off. Star subscription is definitely getting canceled though until next year. I thank you for reminding me. You know what I'm saying? It's not personal, it's just business.
Yeah,
so,
that's crazy.
Yo, dog, that 15 can be used for something else, you know what I'm saying? But I'm about to call Verizon right now. Like, guys, you want to take off Stars? You already know. You know what it is. You know what it is, my G. I see you in June. I see you in June. But so that's it. That does it for us. Thank y'all once again for listening. You can find all previous issues at nonstopculture.com/power. You can find this podcast in the feed anywhere where you listen to podcasts. And be sure to continue to hit us up. We'll be doing some stuff throughout the rest of the year, especially when the ramp up comes to season 6. And if it's the finale, then we're taking Power After Hours out with a bang too. And until next time, thank you once again for joining us, and we'll catch you later.
Peace.
Do y'all know the words to this shit? I want you to sing it with me. They say this is a big rich town. Yeah. I just come from the poorest part. Right like city, I gotta make it. This is where it goes. Yeah. I just have to know. Wait a minute. They say this is a big risk. Say what? I just come from the bright light, city light. This is where it goes down. Yeah. I just have to know. Legal, baby. I gotta make it. Southside.